Hey traders, Parker here with another indicator. Actually, an updated version to the free indicator that I gave away. So this is CW Parker's relative strength percent change 2.0. You can see where I add in the label, I add in the different lines, and I add in the bubbles as well. What this indicator does is gives you it flows off percent change. So right now we're looking at the QQQ, which is this blue line, and this is the percent change on a period of 12 bars. So right now the actually it looks like it's getting ready to cross above, and I'm comparing it to the S&P 500. In all actuality, what I really need to do is change this to QQQ because the SQQ represents the Q short, and this is what it's been doing all day. So it's almost the same, the S&P 500 and the Qs, but for reference, I'm going to use the QQQ. So you can see how everything started to collapse over here, and then it really just started to bleed off. That's why you're getting this bright red and bright green. With this indicator, I actually put in two different ways to look at this. So you can look at it on the highest and lowest on the relative strength, or you can look at it on like I did the previous one with the MACD. Me, I like the thermal look with the highest and lowest. So I'll cut that one on. But you have your options of which ones you want to cut on. So, but this is generally the indicator. It shows the difference between two stocks, whatever stocks you're looking at. It gives you the label SQQ, whatever stocks you're looking at. And if I will push up to a higher time frame, another unique feature about this indicator is I can look at these stocks over the year. So, and you can see how everything in virtually really just worked out. And if I wanted to, I can go to the not the SPY, but the let's go to technology sector, XLK. And I need to change that from QQQ because it's really not going to show me anything. But SPX, S&P 500 index, and zoom in, and this is what I'm looking at. So this is pretty much how everything's worked out for the whole year. When you set it for the year, it's gonna automatically every year it's gonna default to 0, and then it'll start back up from there. Excuse me. But it start up from there. So you can actually look at this on a yearly basis. You can see the XLK has been outpacing the S&P 500 pretty much the whole entire year. And we can look over here. There's your difference of 20.32% difference. Another, let me make sure. Another key feature with this indicator, you have your up signal, your 0. Those are all your different of the actual face value of the indicator. So this indicator comes with a scan. So I have the scan already preloaded in here, and this is all the stocks that are outpacing the S&P 500. I have the length set to 21 days, and they're outpacing the S&P 500 or greater than or equal to 0. Or let me just go in there and show it to you. And so as I go into it, you can see where I added it in here. So I selected a scan, the CW relative strength 2.0 scan. So this is going to be a separate indicator from the actual indicator because for that reason you can't scan with the indicator. But I created the scan to go along with the indicator. So from here, I selected the relative strength, the only thing you can select, and I left the SPY in there. So I'm looking for anything that's beating the XPX. I'll put that in there, and I'm gonna change this to 21, and I is greater than or equal to 0. So we'll okay that, and we'll press scan. And these are the stocks that are currently outpacing the S&P 500. So you can see XLK. So one of the top ones was Amazon. So let's look at the comparison with Amazon. We'll zoom in, and pretty much Amazon's been outpacing the S&P 500 this whole entire period up until this point right here. you can see here on a 21 day. Well, this is 12. I need to change this to 21. No, that's a year. So yeah. So for this part of the year, the market was actually outpacing the Amazon, and then you got this big push right here, where everything turned around in January. So that's pretty cool right there. So if I were to take this off of the year, put it back on length, and do 252. This is basically a continuation of the year. It's the stock market is basically open up 252 days a year. So that's the reason why I changed it to 252. And then you won't have to worry about it actually recalculating every year. But you can see how everything just changed. And I would suggest just leaving on a year to year basis versus doing a 252. But for whatever length that you want to use, feel free to use it on this indicator. So I'm gonna put this back on 21. I'm gonna leave the length alone, and we'll look at it from a 21-day basis. How this was outpacing the S&P 500 or getting beat by the market. So this indicator is basically to help you either beat the market or see what stocks you can get into that are actually beating the market, or if you want to go short. So it works on the scan works on a year as well. So if you want to see on a yearly basis what stocks are outpacing the S&P 500, now I guess you would want to use this after. Well, I guess you can use it any time of the year. But me personally, I would use it after 3 months, after the stock market's been open for 3 months or possibly at least a month, and see what's outpacing the S&P 500 for the year. And did that change? Yeah, it changed for the year. So these are still the ones that are outpacing the S&P 500. We can go look at the chart of Apple. I really wanted to find stock that wasn't as well known. And I'll change this back to a year. You can see right here, this is what Apple is outpacing the S&P 500. And let's look over the pandemic. So the pandemic here, is this it right here? No, that's 2018. So this is when the pandemic hit. So we zoom in, and you can see Apple didn't take as hard as a hit as the S&P 500, but they're both below here. And you can see how Apple recovered. They both were recovering about the same here, but Apple was still overcoming the S&P 500, especially during this time period of the pandemic. So those are the features of the indicator, and that's generally the indicator. You can come in here and change pretty much everything except for the colors of the bubbles and this label. Those will remain the same. But like I said before, you'll get this indicator and you get the scan that goes along with it. Here's the scan right here. You'll get the scan to go along with it. You're not gonna see anything in there because it's just used for scanning purposes only. So those are the two indicators right here. The my relative strength, the actual indicator you can see, and then the scan that you can't see. But those are the two indicators that you're gonna be getting with this. If you choose to purchase this indicator. And those are the features of the indicator. You can look it over for the year, and you can look it over for the length, and you'll get those labels. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to what I have to say. I wish you the best, and God bless.